Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 22 of what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share it to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out what if Tsunade was Naruto's mother. I posted it about an hour ago. And on my second channel, go ahead and check out Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. And if you're new and you haven't yet clicked that red subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the button and join Anime King family and be a part of the channel. Also switch across to Anime King 2. I'll be leaving a link at top of the description for you guys to enjoy. And if you're a new viewer, comment down below and tell me. I'll be replying to you all. So thank you for all your support and help. And without further ado, let's get straight into this. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So the last time we left off, Team Kitsune Flash faced off against Itachi and Kisame. The three Kunoichis faced off against Kisame, which they managed to subdue and knocked him out. Naruto also did the same to Itachi, but before he brings him back to the Leaf Village, Naruto is going to use Itachi to get Sasuke to come after him so he can capture Sasuke as well, while one of his clones headed back to the Mist to hand over Kisame as a missing nin and to come back with the payment. So Naruto arrived at a large house that he rented while doing the business of Kitsune Flash, as he was going to stay in this village for the news to spread about Itachi so Sasuke will come after him. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off, but you guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. But let's start this new episode. Sakura, Ino and Hinata had changed from their uniform to civilian clothing, as the three of them were in the dining room, and they could see in the kitchen as they were watching with awe as they were watching Naruto in the kitchen preparing a meal like a professional chef, as they were surprised that he was able to do anything other than ramen the way he loved ramen, as he was slicing and dicing the onion, the carrots and the other type of vegetables. About an hour later, Naruto placed the food on the table as they all took a sniff and smiled at how great it smelled. Well, everyone dig in, I hope you like it. Naruto said happily, "It smelled delicious, it must taste delicious." Ino said, "This isn't ramen," Sakura said as she looked at the food. "No, Sakura, it isn't. It is vegetable soup with low-fat meat. Having a healthy meal helps in muscle growth and concentration while doing mission," Naruto replied. Naruto was about to eat as he noticed the three of them staring at him. "Is there something wrong?" Naruto asked them. "Naruto, that was very thoughtful of you," Hinata said as she blushed slightly. "I'll say I didn't know that you were so concerned in having a balanced diet," Sakura said with a smile. "I realized a long time ago that I need to eat healthy food to help me with my training, because eating ramen all the time wasn't good." As the three girls were shocked when they heard this, but they understood. To the way how he used to love Naruto, I guess he has changed, thought Sakura. Hinata then took a sip of her soup as she smiled warmly. "Thank you, Naruto, this tastes wonderful." "Thank you, Hinata," he said, as they all dig in their food. "I can't wait until we're finished. I really want to go to the hot bath," Ino said. Naruto smiled after hearing this. "Yeah, I really want to relax," said Sakura as she took another sip of her soup. "Me too," said Hinata, as Hinata then looked over to see more soup remaining in the pot. "So Naruto, are you going to take seconds?" she asked him. "No, I am not that hungry. However, I have to feed Itachi," he said. "Oh yeah, I forgot about him," replied Ino. "Will it be safe living here with Itachi?" asked Sakura, who was worried. "Don't worry, Sakura, I will always be keeping an eye on him. He won't be able to do anything with that blindfold and the chakra ropes. It's not every day we get to live in a house with an restaurant missing in, Ino said, but she didn't sound as concerned. I assure you, Itachi won't show any hostility towards us, Naruto said. The three of them looked at him with a bit of concern, knowing that he was being too confident. Time skip. The three Kunoichis were in the bath as they all were sitting back and relaxing. Ino sighed. This is nice, she said. Yes, it feels wonderful, Hinata said with a smile. Sakura moaned in approval as she leaned at the edge of the bath. Yes, I really needed this, she said. Whoa, Sakura, you really seem to be into this, said Ino. Oh yeah, it really feels good, said Sakura. When was the last time you relaxed, Sakura? Asked the worried Hinata. It's been long, said Sakura. You're kidding. I can't believe you didn't take a break while you were in the village, said a shocked Ino. I couldn't help it. I was always so busy at the hospital. If I wasn't at the hospital, I was busy doing a mission, so I didn't have time for a break. But Sakura, everyone needs a day to rest and relax. It's not healthy, said Hinata. Yeah, I know that, said Sakura as she closed her eyes and sank into the hot water to relax very much. As the both of them looked at her and smiled as they were glad that she's finally taking a rest. As they all stood quiet for a couple of minutes, as Ino took a glance at Hinata as her eyes were closed as she was relaxing, while Sakura had her eyes closed as well. Ino then went close to Hinata as she decided to bring up a topic. Hinata, said Ino in a whisper. Yeah, said Hinata as she opened her eyes. How about if we play a little game of telling each other secrets? I guess, as Hinata was too relaxed as she didn't realize what she just said. As Ino grinned, tell me what is your fantasy with Naruto? What, said Hinata as she gazed at Ino with pure shock. Come on, Hinata, tell me about your erotic fantasy with Naruto. What, said Sakura as she emerged from the water as her entire body was red for being under the hot water too long. Ino laughed. Sakura, you look like a boiled lobster. Sakura was gazing at Ino. Ino, what did you just say? I was asking Hinata, not you. She replied calmly. And you really expect that she's going to answer you? Something so secretive and personal. Well, she agreed to play with me, Ino said innocently. She won't say a word to you, said Sakura. Come on, Hinata, I promise I won't say a word to Naruto. This will be just between us girls. Don't listen to her, said Sakura as she looked at Hinata. Ever since Ino mentioned the fantasy with Naruto, Hinata has been lost in her own world. She was blushing while she was in a dreamy state, thinking of her fantasy with the tall blonde. Hinata, Sakura said as she shook her gently. What, said Hinata as she finally woke up from the fantasy as she was staring at a worried Ino and Sakura. You tell me you were the one that spaced out, said Sakura. I'm fine, said Hinata. Are you sure? Sakura asked, a bit still worried. She's fine, Sakura. With a look on her face, I can tell that she was thinking of the fantasy with Naruto, Ino said with a smirk. Hinata blushed, while Sakura got a frown. That's enough, Ino. Stop bothering Hinata with indecent topics. I am sure that you have your own sexual fantasy, said Ino as she looked at Sakura. Don't say that. Me and Naruto are just friends, she said. Yeah, right. You don't have to lie to me. Can we please drop this topic and focus on the bath, said Sakura. Fine, Ino replied as she was disappointed. Time skip. Naruto was walking upstairs holding a bowl of the soup that he made as he was about to give the food to Itachi, who was a bit too tied up to get it at the moment. He knew that by now Itachi must be awake. Luckily, he left a shadow clone to guard him. He needed to be careful. It was against his decision to bring him back to Konoha and decide to capture Sasuke in one shot. Naruto finally arrived at the door as he turned the knob. As he entered the room, as he saw the shadow clone who was guarding Itachi. Itachi was still being held in the chakra ropes and he still had on the blindfold. Seems like he hasn't done anything since he was captured, but Naruto knew that he was awake. The shadow clone started to walk up to him to tell him about Itachi. Is he awake? Naruto asks. Yes, he have been, for a couple of hours now, but he hadn't made any attempt to escape, said the clone. See, alright, I can take it from here now. You can go. As the clone vanished, Naruto put the bowl of soup on the table as he headed to Itachi, as he couldn't speak as his mouth was covered by the chakra ropes as well. Naruto then pulled down the chakra ropes from his mouth. Hey Itachi, how are you holding up? Where is Kisame? Was his only reply. I used the shadow clone to send him to Miss. It will take a couple of days for the clone to return with the bounty money. But I am sure before the clone returned, the Mizukage would have already executed him. Kisame is a missing nin and a dangerous one to the hidden Miss after all. Itachi didn't say another word as he just lowered his gaze while Naruto took the bowl of soup. I hope you're hungry. I brought you a bowl of soup that I created. And no, it's not ramen. There was a first time for everything, Naruto said as he chuckled. But Itachi didn't say a word. So, are you hungry yes or no? Naruto asked as Itachi didn't respond to him at first. Come on, said Naruto. You're going to die of hunger if you don't eat something. And the soup tastes good. Trust me, you like it. What are you going to do with me, Naruto? Itachi finally spoke as Naruto smiled. At least Itachi wasn't giving him the silent treatment. I already told you I'm going to take you back to Konoha and you're going to start a new life in the village. To the village, you're not just a ninja, but a true ally to the village that you love very much. I can't, he muttered. Naruto sighed as he rubbed his forehead. You're really going to come up with this again? About you have to die by your brother's hand since you betrayed the village and all that? I have chosen my path myself, Naruto, Itachi said. You already told me that and I told you that you don't have to sacrifice yourself for such a meaningless thing. This was the elders' decision. They put you in this situation and you did all of this to stop the war. So you should be praised. I must pay for my crime, said Itachi. It's funny how you say that. Last I checked, you cannot be executed or be in prison after following orders from your superior of the village, and that is exactly what you did. And that is exactly why I want you to live in Konoha and keep on protecting it. Itachi, you're the bravest person that I've ever met. You were willing to kill your family and your entire clan just to protect the village. My parents, I never knew them, but if I was asked by the council to kill them to protect the village, I wouldn't go through it. Itachi was quiet, as he then spoke again. War is a terrible thing. I have seen the true horrors behind it. I have seen what it does to good people. And those consequences will change you forever. You hate war? I don't think anyone really likes war, said Naruto. There are those who support it, while others take a great pleasure from it. But that's not me, said Itachi. So that is why you kill your clan so quickly. You rather kill them all off yourself and bear all of the hatred and anger on yourself, rather than seeing a war between your clan and Konoha. Yes, I hate war. Believe me, one war is bad enough to open anyone's eyes. Well, it opened mine. What happened? Naruto asked, as Itachi went back and told Naruto about when he was 8 years old and the war and the tragedy and all the complex things he witnessed and all the deaths and the suffering. After he was finished, Naruto couldn't say anything as he was looking at Itachi, who had witnessed the dark cold truth of war and what lies behind it. But at least now he understands why Itachi sacrificed his own clan to stop all of the meaningless violence and all the deaths, all the life destroyed. Naruto then smiled. Like I said, you're one of the bravest ninja I know. I know how terrible war is, and you've gone through all of this just to prevent it. As I say, you're one of the best ninjas, and you must come back to Konoha because you must be celebrated and praised, not be known as a traitor or the enemy. I know you hate war, Itachi. So far, there has been 3 great ninja war. And I promise you, I will do everything in my power to not make another war, the 4th great ninja war, break out. You can believe in me. Put all your trust and faith in me. Believe it, said Naruto. At hearing this, Itachi felt like he could believe Naruto. His words are just convincing. Thank you, Naruto, Itachi said. No problem. Well, I better go. I will come back to check on you later. Wait, Naruto, Itachi said. What is it? I'm a little hungry, said Itachi, as Naruto chuckled. Okay, but let me warn you, the soup must be a little cold. Are you sure you want to eat it now? That's alright, said Itachi. Okay, if you say so. Time skip. The next day, Sakura woke up as she got ready and put on her civilian uniform as she went outside. Good morning, she said as she saw both Ino and Hinata. What are you two looking at? She asked. Well, we're looking at the amazing view. Yeah, the place really looked beautiful, said Sakura. Oh, we're not talking about the place, said Ino. Then what are you talking about, said Sakura, as she moved closer to the two of them to see exactly what was going on. As she looked in the backyard and she was shocked, as Naruto was there, in nothing but his boxers, as he was doing push-up, and for the first time she could see his entire body, and she can see now how his training has really improved his body, as he was just so perfect with the muscles in the right places. As Naruto was there doing his push-ups, he didn't notice yet that they were staring at him. As Sakura managed to control herself as she looked at Ino, as she was drooling, as she looked like she was in her own little perverted world, as she then looked at Hinata, who was also drooling. Her eyes were always pale, but now they seemed completely blank, like she was in a dream. You two are unbelievable. Come on, we're leaving right now, she said. What? Said Ino as she snapped from her perverted world. What do you mean? Said Hinata, who was still blushing and thinking about her fantasy with Naruto. You heard me, we're leaving. Let's leave Naruto alone. That's so funny, Sakura. I thought you just said that you wanted to leave and miss this amazing show, Ino said, thinking that she was joking. I am not kidding, Ino, we're leaving right now. Well, I am not leaving, Ino said, as she was getting annoyed. I don't want to leave, Sakura. This place is really nice, and I love to see this view, said Hinata, as she was trying to convince Sakura to leave them alone. Although that was all a lie, the only thing she was focusing on was Naruto. Really? You mean the actual view, or the view of Naruto in his boxers, that is making you stay, said Sakura. Hinata didn't answer, she just blushed slightly. What's the big deal, Sakura? Naruto is so gorgeous and we love to watch him do push-ups, so leave us alone, said Ino. Yeah, said Hinata. No shame or embarrassment. This is not right. I think we should leave him and let him have his time alone, Sakura said. Why are you even arguing? Don't you like the view as well? Ino replied as she looked at Sakura. As Sakura held back herself, big deal, so he's doing push-up in his boxers. Stop lying, said Ino. I can tell that you're aroused. Right now I can see it in your face. You're trying to hide it, but you can't. Even me and Hinata are aroused by that. Ino, said Hinata. Hinata, don't lie. As Hinata just blushed as she knew that Ino was telling the truth. I am not lying, Sakura shouted back. Yes you are, Ino shouted. No I'm not. Yes you are. No I'm not. As they went like this back and front for a while. The three of them then gasped as they heard someone clear his throat, as they looked around to see Naruto, as he is behind all of them, as none of them know what to say, as they were too freaked out right now. But Hinata managed to muster up all the courage. Good morning, Naruto, she said, with a little bit of stuttering. Morning, he replied, with a grin on his face. Naruto, how are you? As Ino stopped. As she was stuttering all over and over. As she then calmed herself. How long have you been standing there listening? She asked him nervously. Long enough, Naruto said, with a big grin still on his face. How long? Asked Sakura, who was really freaked out at the moment. Long enough to hear you guys say I'm really hot and that you three are really aroused by me. As Naruto's grin got wider, as Naruto then started to pose his muscles like a bodybuilder and showing them to make sure they took in a good look, as the three of them drooled when they saw this, as that just made Naruto smirk even wider. Well, I'm finished with my morning push-up, so I will leave you lovely ladies to keep fantasizing about me, he said as he left them with a wink. Back in the house, Naruto was about to put on some clothes. Who would have thought that his own team got off him like that? Well, maybe Ino, but not Hinata or Sakura. The fact that his little morning exercise routine aroused them so much made him very proud. Yeah, those three want me so bad. I really love my team, he said as he ran his hand through his hair. Time skip. Naruto was in the kitchen, ready to make the next dish. Only this time, it was different from the last time. Ino and Hinata were helping Naruto to cook the dish, as Sakura was watching them cook, as she knew that she couldn't help in the kitchen. Well, because she kind of sucks at cooking. But she smiled they were helping him, so the food will be done quicker. Naruto looked at his two team members. I am really glad that you guys decided to lend me a hand in cooking. No problem, Naruto, I'm always happy to help you, Ino said as she gave him a wink. Me too, I always like to practice my cooking skills whenever I get the chance, Hinata said smiling. That's great. What about you, Sakura? Naruto asked as he turned and faced her. I don't feel like cooking, I'm sorry, Naruto, she said as she gave him a small smile, as she didn't want to be rude. It's alright, I understand, he said. She may be good at medical ninjutsu, but she's just awful at cooking, Ino thought, as she felt sorry for her best friend. Naruto was checking in the fridge as he was looking for the ingredients, as they are going to make rice balls and pork. It looks like we're missing some ingredients, the rice and the seasoning for the pork. I will have to go to the grocery store and buy some. Don't worry, I will go, said Ino as she removed her apron. Thank you, Ino, Naruto replied with a smile. No problem, I'll be back soon, and don't worry, I have money, she went to the front door as she left the house. Sakura sighed as she felt left out, as she wanted to go, as she wasn't going to help with the cooking, so she wanted to do something. Sakura, could you help Hinata roast the pork? I have to go and check on Itachi, Naruto said. Oh yes, Naruto, she replied, not to turn nervous. Thank you, Naruto said as he left the kitchen. As he took one last glance, seeing that Hinata was giving Sakura instructions on the cooking, he smiled, looked like his suspicions on her not knowing how to cook was true after all. He went upstairs where Itachi was being held, as he entered the room to see that Itachi was still tied up and blindfolded. As he removed the rope that covered his mouth, Itachi, I am still bothered with that genjutsu you cast on me during our fight. Itachi actually gave a small smile at the comment. Which one? He asked. The one with Sakura and Sasuke and all of them, and the one with Hinata and Ino with the bandits. That is what genjutsu is used for, to distract the human mind and making them lose focus. Yeah, but you really hit me hard with those genjutsus. But you still didn't lose focus. You managed to overcome your fear and concentrate on the battle, and in the end, you won. You even break through my Tsukuyomi, which was impossible. As I must say, you are the strongest opponent that I have ever faced. Naruto gave his fox grin. Well, coming from you, that's a real compliment, Naruto said with a smile. I should have known that you were strong from the beginning. After all, you are Minato's son. So you know, well, it's obvious that Pervy Sage told you. I didn't know, but now, it's obvious when I look at your face. You are the fourth Hokage's living image. Yeah, I know what you mean, said Naruto in a chuckle. If I didn't have these whiskers, I would have been his twin brother. Naruto then gasped as Itachi started to cough blood. Itachi, what is wrong? My cloak pocket, medicine, Itachi said as he continued to cough. Naruto had no choice but to remove the chakra ropes as he started to check through his Akatsuki robe pocket. And then he found a small bottle with no label on it, as he was unsure. I don't see a description here. Is this really medicine? I know someone that can help. Sakura, I need you up here now, Naruto shouted. Sakura quickly entered the room in a hurry as she heard the seriousness and worry in his voice. Her eyes widened as she saw Itachi coughing up blood as she rushed towards him, checking on him. Naruto, what happened to him? She asked. We were talking and then he started to cough blood, he said. According to him, this medicine can stop it. As he gave her the small bottle, Sakura took the bottle as she recognized it without a description, as she was shocked. Wait, this is... Itachi's condition worsened as he was coughing up more blood. Get him to the bed. Naruto gently grabbed him and placed him on the bed as he was worried Itachi has become a friend to him in such a short time. Would he be alright? Naruto asked. Well, I have seen this sickness before and it is very unpleasant. If he is not treated immediately, then he will die, Sakura replied. The medicine, we need to get him that, said Naruto. No, that is no medicine. That would only make his condition worsen, Naruto. I need you to watch over him while I go prepare the vaccine in my kit. Don't worry, I will hurry, she said as she rushed out of the room. Naruto gazed at him. Don't worry, Itachi, you can't die right here, just when you're about to start your new life. In another location, the shopping district of the Fire Country territory, Ino was walking the streets, trying to find a grocery shop. She admitted, for a small village, the shopping district was quite big. Gazing around, she saw many people doing their jobs. After about walking 5 minutes, she finally saw a grocery shop and she entered. She was happy as she found the ingredients that she was looking for. As she took the seasonings and the rice as she went to the cash register, the young clerk scanned the things as he then typed it on the machine. That would be 300 Ryu. She gasped, oh damn, I'm short of money. I should have asked Naruto to lend me some money. Now, what am I going to do? That will be alright. I have enough money to pay for her. Ino blinked as she gazed next to her, the person who was kind enough to help her with the money. It was a woman in her early 30s with long red hair, as she was wearing a black dress with black boots. The clerk took the money as he then bagged up the things and gave it to Ino. Ino took the bag as she left with the red head from the grocery store. She gazed at her. Thanks for helping me back there. I was short with money. I'm always ready to help someone in their time of need, replied the redhead. My name is Yamanaka Ino, she said as she offered her hand. The redhead smiled. You can call me Kushina, she said as she shook her hand. Well, thank you, Kushina. My pleasure. How about we talk? Said Kushina. Talk is good, I don't mind, said Ino as she smiled. Wonderful, let's have a walk, said Kushina. Sure, said Ino. Back at the house, Itachi was resting soundly on the bed. His breathing became normal and he was no longer coughing up blood. On his bedside stood Hinata, Sakura, and Naruto as they were checking on his progress. Naruto was in deep thought as he gazed at the Uchiha, everything that he's been through, and yet he protected the village in secretive. Even with his sickness, he still finds a way to protect the village that he was loyal to. As he had to chuckle, Sasuke ate Itachi for what he did, but he didn't know a thing that Itachi did all of this for the better of Konoha, and for his sake as well. As Sasuke had no idea how lucky he is to have a brother like Itachi. He loves him so much that he couldn't kill him. He put his little brother protection before the village that he loved so much. But he knew that Sasuke wouldn't see it like that, only hatred and revenge he feel for his bigger brother. How is he, Sakura? His condition is stabilized now. The vaccine I used on him cured the sickness, she said. Naruto grinned. I expected no less from Konoha, Cherry Blossom. Sakura smiled as she was flattered by his comment. I never thought that he was sick, Hinata said. Same with me, Naruto replied. What about that medicine he had? I told you that is no medicine, at least not in general terms, said Sakura. What do you mean? Asked Hinata. Sakura grabbed a small bottle, showing it to Hinata and Naruto. These are antibiotics. They are used for the healing treatment in sickness. but it doesn't have a description. Taking antibiotics without the proper medication, it is life-threatening. As the both of them were shocked as they gazed at the unconscious Itachi while Sakura was staring at the bottle. Was he trying to kill himself slowly? Sakura wondered. Hinata, seal his chakra points, Naruto said. Hinata nodded as she then hit the spot, sealing all of his chakra points. Thanks Hinata, Naruto said. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember and share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.